Rotate back. What are you talking about? What do you mean I rotate back? What are you talking about? What is going on, folks? What is going on? Listen, trying something a little new today. Uh, I am the over 50 guy. I usually do my lives at a certain time for my young subscribers. But you know what? Today I'm doing something new. I'm just trying to be better. So I'm doing this thing scared. I'm doing this thing not knowing how to do it. I intentionally set up in a park because I want to be around people. I want to, it's easy to do a thing in the privacy of your own home with no one watching. What's going on, Mario? Or Milo? What's going on, brother? It's easy to do a thing in the privacy of your own home with nobody watching, but it is markedly different when you're out in public. And this is like stretching yourself. And I always talk to my young men about growing, right, and developing yourself. And one way that you go about doing that, young men, is you got to do new shit. You just got to do new shit. You got to try, right? So, I have a channel and where I talk to young men, and it's doing pretty good, but I want to be better at it. So this is a way of stretching myself in doing that. Just impromptu, going live, just turning on the camera and speaking, right? And talking about what is going on with me. And this is like part and parcel of content creation. It's spelled Maroo. I'm sorry, man. I'm old. Mao Mawaro. Brother, that's what I'm gonna call you the rest of this live, because I don't want to murder your name. But I appreciate you taking the time, man, to hang out for a little while. Oh wow. Oh, so you watched the channel, Mao? That's awesome. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. So yeah, this is me, guys, just trying to get better at doing content. And hi, Stuart or Gabrielle. Sharif, hey, you watch the channel too. I appreciate you guys. Man, just trying to get better at that thing that I've been in a little bit of a slump lately. This is actually what this live is about. That, some months ago, my views were up and I was like, oh my God, I got monetized. And I was like, oh my God, this thing is taking off, and oh my, I'm doing it. And, things have been in a slump. So I am a big proponent, guys, of learning and pivoting. If something is not going right, or if it's not going the way you want, and you got to find out why, and you got to try new stuff. So I was watching a YouTube video and a guy was talking about how going live is a big help to you as well, especially if you have trouble articulating thoughts and things of that nature when you are before the camera, which I do. Sharif, happy birthday, man. That is awesome, bro. I would give anything to be 27 again. With what I know now, I'd be a beast out here. Going to the Marine Corps soon at 18 years old. That's awesome, man. You're going to learn discipline. You're going to learn the skill. The only drawback that I have about that, man, is that while you're committed to them, you pretty much belong to them. And that's my only drawback. But you are getting something in return. You're getting 3 hots and a cot. You are getting a skill that can transfer out here. So that's not a bad deal, man. I think if you don't have any real direction in your life at 18, fresh out of school, and you want some, that is an excellent thing for you. Gabrielle, I think you are doing good. Successes are going to be constantly up regardless of what happens. Sure, there's some that is absolutely true. That I'm just fighting through it. Like, I made a commitment that I want to do this. I actually started another channel. Um, I actually started another channel, if not this, then what? And that is from my over 50s like me, who, can't go out and get second and third jobs and ain't trying to DoorDash and really need like extra income and stuff like that. And I see content creation as that thing. So I even started up over there with this idea that I don't see any other way out for a lot of my over 50 folks than to get on this camera and press play. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to become better at it. So yeah, I consistent. I'm putting out videos. I'm learning how to add things to my videos to make them more engaging. So it's just learning. It really is just learning and just trying to be better. No, it's not going to happen overnight. I tell my young men all the time that, listen, you're going to have to put time and effort in. Whenever you see somebody that is doing something successful and they do it good, listen, they just didn't start. That just didn't start. They've been at that, unless you are just a natural, and that is rare. Then no, that thing didn't start. You have to put time and effort in. Sweet girl, big 40 on the 15th. That's what's up. Enjoy it because it goes fast. I remember 40 like yesterday, and I'm 55 now. So it really goes fast. Oh, our RJTV, yes, sir. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, Ray, for saying that. People don't realize, man, that when you're trying to do a thing and you're trying to help people, I'm of the opinion, guys, that if one of you guys says that my videos are helping, or then I'm going to continue to do them. I'm not in this for money. Don't get me wrong. Money would be nice. We all need it, so we can't front about that. Money would be nice, but the reality of it is, guys, I really am trying to like give back something. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of, listen, I wish I can tell you guys how to be a millionaire and how to be successful with women and all of that stuff. I don't have that. What I do have is what I want to try to offer you guys, which is how to do things differently than I did it, so you can have a different result out here when you get to my age. That is really all I have to offer. And if one person is benefiting from that, then I'm going to keep doing it. I absolutely am going to keep doing it. So I appreciate that, I really do. MMA Slump, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, if one person, I don't give a damn if it's one. If it's one somebody that says, you know what, your videos are helping me and I appreciate it, damn it, I'm keep doing it. I don't give a damn. And listen, this is like passion, man. Like I haven't had a real passion since I was in my late teens when I started at the gym. Sharif, no, I am not. I'm not, man. I don't know how to play the Instagram game, so no, I'm not. But I haven't had a real passion, man, since I started in the gym back in my late teens. And this is becoming a passion for me, like trying to help you young men. I wake up thinking about what videos I'm going to do. I am editing, I'm learning. I come in from work. I work the second shift. So I'm doing stuff before work. I get off work and I'm putting stuff together and trying to learn how to do this thing successfully. And it really is becoming a passion. Like I preach to, you young guys all the time, to find your passion, find your why, right? And the why for me, like I said earlier, it really is about, really trying to help you young men to do things differently than I did it. And it really is becoming a passion for me, trying to help you young guys. So when you reach out and say you appreciate it or you're getting some value from it, I absolutely appreciate that. Me, myself, hey brother, grew up in a house without a lot of guidance, but you sharing real life experience. Life has been rough for me trying to make it out of the metal mud. Young man, I get it, and I appreciate that, man. 26, man, you still have time. That's the thing that I preach to all of you young men, that, I am against time at 55 years old. I am against time. And I know people talk about how it's never too late and all of that. Yeah, there comes a time, young man, where it's going to be too late. But me, myself, 26 is not too late, right? And I understand, man, that you don't have the guidance, and I appreciate that because I'm getting ready to do a vid. See, this is that karma stuff. That me myself, I am getting ready to do a video on how you can benefit from finding that OG, whether it's an uncle, whether it's somebody at your job, whether it's somebody in the neighborhood. Find the old dude because an old dude has been where you going, can help you. You can bounce stuff off of him that, and he can tell you, hey, look, nah, that probably ain't the best idea. I tried. You need an old dude in your life if you're a young man. I'm going to do a video about that later on this week. So I'm glad that that's adding some value, man. And you know what? You got time, man. I understand. I understand that it's rough out here for a lot of you young men. But the best thing you have going for you now, my man, is time. You got time on your side, and with that time, man, you can change. You know, things can change. So just keep at it, bro. Keep at it. But I understand. I totally understand that life can kick you in the teeth. Sometimes it has kicked me more times than I care to remember. But you got to keep fighting it, man. As long as you're here. I lost my brother to suicide some years ago, and it was the idea, man, of whatever was happening to him. He felt that the only way out was to take himself out. And the reality of it is, once you do that, man, there's nothing else that you can do. As long as you're here, me and myself, Ray J, as long as you're here, you can do something to change your circumstance, right? I appreciate that, Ray J. Great guy, great guy. He gave me my first kidney. I've had a couple of kidney transplants, and he gave me one. So, great guy. I wish that you guys could have known him. Great man. But I had a guy tell me that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Thank you. This is happening. It's a permanent solution. That, listen, I am a big believer, and I have experienced this in my own life. That as long as you're here, things can change. You can change things. But when you take yourself out of here, that's all. You can't change anything. So, guys, I know it's rough now. I know it's hard. I've been where you are. I've experienced loss and setback and all of that stuff. But as long as I was here, right, I could do something about that setback and loss. I can try to change it. I can do what I'm doing now. Listen, my finances ain't in the best situation. I'm, maybe 10 years away from retirement and not really ready for it. But I can sit and complain and trip about that, or I can turn on this camera, right? And in the process of trying to help you young men, maybe do something about that situation with my finances. So, guys, as long as you're here, I know it's hard now. But as long as you're here and as long as you dig it, you can get out, right? You can make your way out. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to be plenty of those. And I'm kind of encouraging myself right now. It's going to take time and effort. It's going to be a lot of setbacks. You ain't going to think you doing it right. You're going to feel like giving up. But so did the people who ultimately became successful at what it is that you're trying to do. Guys, they just didn't wake up. I say it all the time that it is never just success, start success. It is never that. It is always start, fail, start again, fail, give up, start again, fail, and somewhere in that dynamic, you end up in with some success. But young men, it is never you're just going to start something and be successful in it. Ray J, Ray J, it is Willman151. Willman151 at Gmail. WILLMAN 151 at Gmail. And I'll be glad to coach you guys or talk you through whatever you need. But you guys, you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind. Quavon, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You got to keep that in mind, young man, that it is never it is never just instant success. You got to go through some stuff if you're going to be successful in anything, right? You ask your favorite if you talk to your favorite athletes, anybody that is successful in a thing that you're trying to do, guys, they're not going to tell you that they just woke up one morning, decided to do this, and the next day they are what you're seeing. No, it was years. It was years of work, years of trial and error. I'm a big Kevin Samuels fan. And I tuned into him, or I found him right before he passed away. And he was really good. He was really good, man. And after he passed away, I saw some of his earlier videos. And you talk about night and day difference. Sharif, I want to do that, man. I need to really research that and figure out. People have talked about memberships and stuff like that, and I don't know how to do any of that, man. So I really got to reach that. But I've heard of Discord membership, that type of thing, and probably need to get into that. But guys, going back to Kevin Samuels, yeah, listen, when I ran into him, his stuff was, thank you, Ray J. I appreciate that, man. Do that for me, please. But getting back to Kevin Samuels, that man, when I ran into him, his stuff was polished, his studio was right, he could articulate his stuff. He was on the phone with people. And I mean, it was just a wonderful thing to see. But when you go back to some of his earlier videos, right, when he first started, man, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like that at all. It was totally, totally different, right? And that just goes to say that when he started, what he started with wasn't the finished product. The finished product was the finished product was a result of him doing this thing over and over again and perfecting it. And that is what I'm doing with my channel. That is what I'm doing even with this live, right? Quavan, how do you feel about us as young guys who don't even want to procreate due to the world's laws? Quavan, it's interesting that you say that, man. I was just talking to my son about that. I have two beautiful granddaughters with my son. And if I had a chance to do it all over again, man, I had my children when I was like 28, 29, and I had a good job. Their mother had a good job, but when I look back on it, man, it was not enough. It just wasn't enough to adequately take care of my children. So I believe, man, as young men, I got a video coming out about that today. As young men, this is the time that you build and you grind, and you get to a point where financially, you can truly care for a child, right? I came up with the ideal of, putting a roof over my children's head, making sure they got something to eat, and just taking care of their basic needs. What I found out later on is that it's so much more than that. I think my children could have been, and don't get me wrong, they're successful now, but I think they could have been way more successful if I would have set them up better. What do I mean by setting them up better, Quavan? I mean, having enough money to put them in the best schools, having enough money where I could have taken care of myself, them, and their mother. So mom could have stayed at home and took care of them as well, instead of both of us working and somebody else raising them in daycare. But when you marry young and you don't set yourself up properly, this is what happens. So no, Quavan, I understand what you're saying about the laws and that, but even more importantly than that, man, to be able to adequately take care of children, I believe it takes a lot more than just putting a roof over their head and putting food in their stomachs. It takes so much more. And I don't think that young men have the wherewithal financially to do that until much later in life. I just lost all motivation for it, and I want to live the bachelor. And no, I don't think you're insane at all, man. I've been married 3 times. Trust me, you're not insane. That I just believe that a lot of us just did it wrong. We did it way too early. We kind of picked who liked us instead of having real options to pick who we wanted, right? So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with building yourself now at at your young age, man, so that when you get in your late 30s, 40s, and you have your finances right, you have your life right. No, man, you're just not picking who pick you. No, you got options, and you can pick who you really want. So I don't think that's insane at all, man. Focus now on building yourself. That's what a lot of us didn't do. We focused on trying to be like our dads and start a family and didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So we started that thing way too soon, way too soon. So the emotional hassle is something you can't imagine. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I went through my entire 20s and 30s with baby mama drama, whether it was mine or some other woman that got babies. It's just, I don't recommend it. If I had a chance to do it all over again, Quavon, I would absolutely wait. I would absolutely wait, build myself up to be the best possible version of myself, financially, mentally, everything. A lot of guys, you just rush it. You just want to be a man. You want your own family. You want to do differently than what your parents did for you. And you get out here, man, and then you find out too late that, oh shit, this is real deal, right? So JLG, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Quavon, keep on that, man. Keep on that. What's an appropriate age in your opinion? This is happening as, what's an appropriate age? You know what, man? I found out later in life, and it makes sense, that men really don't hit their financial stride until late 40s, early 50s, right? So how it should go is you get out of high school, right? You take, you're in college for 4 or 5 years. So if you graduate at 18, 19, 22, 1, 2, that's 22, 23 that you should get a degree or you get out of school, right? So that's kind of like your wilding years, your wilding time. Then once you get into your mid 20s, man, this is when you really start settling down. You start like really, you get that first real job and you start grinding. Now this is when most men start, getting married and having kids. I don't think that. I think that this is the time where you even double down with your career. This is where you're finding your passion, what you really want to do, and you start. Now, in your 30s, this is where you're perfecting that thing. This is where you're getting good at it. This is where, if you're in your career, you become management and that type of thing. Late 30s, early 40s, you become upper management, and now you're really making paper, man. And if you didn't marry early and you got a bunch of kids that you paying child support on and you had messed your finances up out here trying to chase chicks, and this, if you didn't do any of that, right around 40 to 50 is when you really should start hitting your stride, right, financially. And this is the time where you got some options, right? This is the time where you driving good, you living good, you ain't pressed, you ain't, listen, I got a couple of chicks that I deal with, but I ain't seeing nobody. I'm just doing life. You traveling, you just doing your thing. This makes you extremely attractive, right, to women out here because you got your stuff together. And now you kind of pick who you want. You ain't picking who pick you. You got options because it's more than one that wants you, right? So to answer your question, man, I think like mid 40s, 50s, this is the time, man, that once you got your shit together. I think I said all of that to say that. Once you got your shit together, for real, this is when now you strike out and you do the whole family thing, right? Sure. So yeah, that's my thing. This is happening. I think the appropriate age for that, based on what I know now, is like your 40s, your mid 40s, 50s. This is where again you got your shit together and you can really take care of a family. You can really raise children properly. You can really give them the things they need to set them up for the next level, right? Instead of just putting clothes on their back and a roof over their head. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yo, Brick Brother, I'm from Russia. Oh, wow. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. We have the same here as you, but it is more like a landscape. There's no crime. You helped me at a time. I watch your videos. Man, that is awesome, man. I'm glad. I am so glad, brother, that these videos are adding some value to you. I'm so thankful that you're watching, right? And keep doing it, man, because these are only going to get better because I'm going to continue to try to give you guys as much value as I can. One of the things that I've been struggling with on my channel is, just learning to articulate better, get these thoughts out that I'm trying to convey to you guys. I lament to my girlfriend all the time, like, what happened? Like, I used to be able to just, just talk and express myself when I was younger. So I don't know if this is old age or or what it is. But here's the point, guys. Like, I see that as a problem. So what did I do? I got on YouTube and I'm like, how do you listen, you can learn anything on this channel. Guys, you can learn anything. So I got on YouTube. How do you articulate better? How do you, if you are given presentations and you're talking, how do you do that better? And I got a suggestion from a video, and the suggestion was, to go get a book, start reading again, and keep a word journal. And I've been doing that, right? So it really is the idea, man, of trying to be better, so that is what I'm doing, man. Trying to get better so that I can add more value to you guys. Listen, I appreciate your time. I know that you can be doing many other things right now than watching this live or watching my videos. So my goal is to try to give you as much value as I can, right? And if that means I have to, start back reading and keeping word journals so I can, articulate thoughts better and this, that, and the other. If that means getting on this live and just practicing impromptu conversations with you guys, that is exactly what I'm going to do. Time clips. What is going on, man? Appreciate you. Thank you, man. YouTube, it absolutely is, man. You can learn anything on YouTube. So I recommend it to whatever you're struggling with. I don't care if it's physical, mental, relational, whatever it is, YouTube is the answer. They actually say that YouTube is second in search generation. In other words, second to Google. In other words, people are not getting on here just to watch skits and this, that, and the other. People, if they want to learn things, they're coming to YouTube to do that, right? So, Echo, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, man, I can't do my lives anymore at 11 o'clock on Sundays because of work. So I'm going to start doing them. I'm going to start doing them like this. Listen, I was on my way to my mom's, and I watched a video where somebody had suggested to start, doing lives like this on a daily. So I'm starting doing it. I'm going to start doing it. So, yeah, guys, stay tuned and look out. But listen, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate all of the watching from Kenya. Reagan, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support and help. Guys, video coming out tonight. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I am trying to add a little bit more value to my videos. I'm trying to do some different things. On this video coming out tonight, I added some sound and I added some different things, again, that I learned from watching another creator talking about how to make your videos better. So that is coming out a little later on. I appreciate you guys. I'm almost sure now that I've gotten over the fear of doing this and just setting up and going, I'm almost sure I'm going to be doing this every day, every other day, just coming on with a topic or a subject and talking about that thing. So listen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Sharif, yeah, I want some more information, man, on that Discord and that membership. If you could send me something, that would be awesome. All All right. So listen, guys, I appreciate you. Again, another video coming out on the Over 50 Guy a little later on this afternoon. And I'll be back with you guys soon. Enjoy your day.